The question everyone's asked is, how does it feel to be in the band for 20 years? And it sounds strange to me every single time that they say it because I don't feel like it's been that long. But then when you look on paper, it's like, man.
What is time anyway?
Yeah. It's a man-made construct, man.
It's all
Don't
relative.
let him get you.
My answer to that is good.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, it does. I actually realized the other day that I've been a member of Taking Back Sunday for more than half my life.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
So we got together to rehearse for these 20th anniversary shows, and we got a practice space on Long Island. But it turns out we ended up in a room that was about 5 rooms down from the place where Taking Back Sunday started out, and rehearsed for probably the first 2 or 3 years that we were a band.
And oddly enough, they still have not cleaned that bathroom since 1990.
Yeah,
It is disgusting. But when I tried out for the band, it was in that building, in that room. So to go back there all
and
those
Mark
years
too,
later.
and-
Yeah.
I don't know, Sean, did you ever get to experience the glory of
I
room
think,
number
I think
one?
before I was in the band.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I was at
you
a
said
party with Mark, drinking 40s with my friends, and Mark's like, "Oh, I gotta go to band practice." I was like, "Oh, I'll go with you." So I hopped in his car, he drove to band practice, and I just sat on the couch and got drunk as these guys played. And I was like, "I'm gonna be in that band someday."
First show, me singing too, and I just faced Mark the whole time.
Yeah.
Because even though there were only maybe 10 people there,
And it was all our friends.
and we were friends with all of them, and it was in a living room.
It was in the living room.
I was still so scared. Our 20th anniversary logo was made by a friend of ours named Brad Phillip, and he has been doing our artwork since Where You Want to Be. So he did the actual 20 logo, and then the artwork for the record itself was done by Habit Press, and they've been doing a bunch of posters and things for us, and then I just really love it because everything's hand drawn, and it just it has a warm feel to it. But it's cool because I remember when we were making the track listing, we do everything very democratically in the band. So everybody just kind of made a list, of what they thought should go on there, and then we compared our lists, and they were really similar. And we had 2 new songs, which was really fun because we just did all of that. We were in the studio by ourselves.
That was like the first time ever.
Yeah, like in all these years that we were...
No adults. There was no adults there.
No, just us, and we were running everything, and it all came out sounding good. I was so happy about that. The one song, Song for Dan, was an idea that Mark had been working on. Did you start working on that like when we started touring for Tidal Wave, right?
Yeah.
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 It's funny, I have been telling people, you think he's always on social media or Facebook or playing a game on his phone, but it turns out he doesn't have any apps on his phone. He's just GarageBand, so he can play with these ideas, and so he's always working. And so when it came time to get new songs together, that one just immediately stuck its head out, and then it was just a matter of putting melody and lyrics to it, and John had an idea that he had kicking around, and it fit perfect, and then so we put that one down. And then All Ready to Go came from Mark, because Mark and Sean live on Long Island, and John and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. So Mark and Sean went to a studio on Long Island and recorded the bones, the bass and drums, the general idea for the song, and then sent it down to us, to John and I, and then we put our ideas in there. And then not too long after that, we got together and really ironed the song out.
That was a very collaborative effort, that song,
Yeah.
It's pretty cool how it came together.
And it's perfect for 20 because that's how we started writing songs, somebody would come in basically with just either a part or 2 parts that kind of went together, and then we'd have to shape it from there. And then so that's why it was perfect. I would just like to thank everybody for sticking with us over all these years. One thing that I'm really proud of is that, at the shows, you can see a lot of familiar faces, and that you've grown up together. So we've gone through the same things together all these years, and for being with us all this time, it's all of our dreams are coming true, it's really crazy.